Hi, I'm Tom from JFJ Wood Flooring. In this video, we're taking a closer look at our Lundy Engineered Oak Flooring range, a beautifully rustic, distressed and textured board that really celebrates the natural characteristics of oak. I'm going to run through the range's key features, including its character, its structure, and the finishes that this board is available in. The goal of this video is to help you decide whether the Lundy range is the right choice for you and your project. The name Lundy actually comes from Lundy Island, just off the North Devon coast, where this range was first installed in the Morisco Tavern. So we thought naming it after the island seemed fitting for what is a really rugged and characterful floor. So if we start by looking at the structure and the dimensions of the board, our Lundy Engineered Oak is available in two different sizes. Firstly, we have the 190mm wide by 20mm thick, which comes in board lengths of 1900mm. Secondly, we offer the 220mm wide by 50mm thick, which comes in board lengths of 2.2 meters, 2200mm. Like with most longer engineered wood floors on the market, the boxes will usually contain some shorter boards just to help to stagger the end joints, but most will be full length at 1.9 or 2.2. The 20mm thick Lundy boards feature a very thick 6mm solid oak wear layer. The 15mm thick boards feature a 4mm oak wear layer. Both thicknesses are based on a multi-laminate hardwood ply, which is made up of numerous layers of hardwood, each stuck in opposite directions to one another. That cross-layer construction is what gives the board its incredibly high levels of strength and stability, and what makes the floor significantly less prone to expansion and contraction. It's also what makes our engineered oak flooring ranges, including the Lundy, well suited to be used over underfloor heating systems. Now, generally speaking, the choice as to whether to choose the 190 by 20mm or the 220 by 50mm boards comes down to personal preference, which finish or plank size suits your taste better. That said, there are some scenarios whereby one thickness may be recommended over the other. For example, if you need your flooring to be structural and span battens or joists, then 20mm thick boards would be recommended. On the other hand, if you have an underfloor heating system which stipulates a maximum thickness of flooring that you can use over that specific system, you might find the 15mm thick boards would be a better choice. The oak that's used in our Lundy range is European oak, a beautiful species in itself, but what makes this range really stand out is the grade of the timber and the unique way each board is finished. The Lundy range is a very rustic grade that features an abundance of knots, splits and natural characteristics. The oak is also wire brushed to create a textured surface, and that texture even carries through to the joints. Instead of clean, uniform lines, you get more rugged, beveled edge that adds to the aged, characterful look. Overall, the Lundy range is designed for those who want the stability and the reliability of a high-quality engineered wood floor, while still achieving that rustic, reclaimed style aesthetic. We do have another video which talks in more depth about the pros and cons of textured wood floors. For now though, I want to just very quickly list some pros and cons of textured wood flooring, and should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. So starting with the advantages, as discussed, the textured surface has a very tactile and authentic feel, and that in itself can appeal to a lot of people. Secondly, the board is designed to be rugged and imperfect. The texture helps to hide scuffs and scratches to the floor, and some will even argue that a bit of wear and tear will only add to its character. Equally, there are some drawbacks of having a textured floor. Firstly, anything textured is harder to clean. The texture will collect dirt more, and this may be a consideration depending on the nature of the rooms to be installed in. Secondly, textured boards are more difficult to patch repair if required. By sanding a board back, you're going to lose some, if not all, of the texture, and therefore the retreated board will blend less seamlessly into the surrounding original floorboards. That said, there is a counter-argument to this in that, as mentioned earlier, you're less likely to feel the need to patch repair a floor in which damage is less apparent anyway. I do want to emphasise that these are not disadvantaged specifically of the Lundy. These apply to any wood flooring which includes a textured surface. Whether that be brushed, hand-scraped or band-sawn, the same would apply. The final topic I want to cover in this video is the finish. We've made a separate video which covers in more depth wood flooring finishes, their features and their pros and cons. Finish is a really important factor to consider, as it will not only determine the look of the floor but also its durability and its practicality for the intended environment is to be installed in. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll include a link to that video in the description below, and I would suggest watching that one, particularly if your floor is to be installed in a high traffic environment or one of which is more susceptible to spills and stains. The Lundy range is available in both untreated and pre-oiled boards. The pre-oiled options include the Lundy SL2, the Lundy Hazel Grey, and the Lundy Antique Black. These are pre-treated with a hard wax oil finish, which is generally fine to install and leave it as it is. There are some people who choose to apply an additional coat of oil on site, particularly if the boards are to be used in areas that are more susceptible to spills and stains. We always recommend with any pre-treated flooring, if you do intend to apply additional coats of oil, you just check the compatibility first. The untreated boards would not require sanding, but would require finishing after installation. Now, choosing an untreated board and finishing it on site gives you complete control over the finish. It allows you to choose a colour and a sheen level which suits your interior. It also means that you can ensure the floor is finished with a treatment that best suits the intended environment. So I hope this video has given you a better understanding of our Lundy Engineered Oak Flooring range. It's a beautiful rustic option that combines character and authenticity with the strength and reliability of modern engineered wood construction. If you'd like to learn more, or you want to discuss whether the Lundy range would be the right choice for you and your project, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We're a family business and we'd be happy to help. Thank you for watching.